Alice in Borderland slaps. Now, this is another Netflix series that I do highly recommend, and I do think it is the must watch, so let's get right into it. Now, I'm gonna do my best to avoid spoilers as much as possible, so I'm gonna do my best here. I think overall, this is a very well-written story. I don't think it's too hard to follow, you know. I think like any casual viewer can definitely get hooked from the beginning. This show definitely had me at the edge of my seat, that's for sure. The story kind of starts out by following these three friends. You know, life isn't, you know, where they want to be. It's, you know, it could be better, and it's, you know, going through, you know, their day-to-day life, and you kind of just, you know, they have a moment where they're like, screw it, let's get together, hang out, forget our problems, just have a good time, right? And they're having a good time, get themselves in a little bit of trouble. They're running from the cops and all that, and they hide in a stall. And I'm not gonna lie, this next part is a little trippy because they basically just teleport to a different dimension or something. Now, that's something that's not really explained in season 1 at all. Maybe if season 2 comes out, maybe they'll go in details with what the hell that was all about, because they're basically in the same city. It's just that everybody's gone. Like it's like where they're at, they're in the same location, but it was a very populated place. Like it was people, cars everywhere. So obviously, you know, long story short, you know, they looking through, going around, trying to figure out what the hell happened. And just to summarize, it's basically like they're in some kind of, I don't want to say battle royale, or maybe that's the correct term, but it's basically you have to play these games and get points and stay alive, basically. And it just kind of like this Squid Game, you know, these people think they're just playing some harmless game, just having fun, right? Whatever. But no, there's a lot at stake, and you have to be very careful what you do. And, you know, we see characters have to think very smart. And I'm telling you, man, the stakes are actually high. You know, one thing I like is when you write a character really well, and you really showcase that anybody can actually die in the show. You're like, ooh, you know, I actually don't want to see any of these characters I like die, you know. I really do like the chemistry with the three friends. Now, I'm not gonna say the names because I don't want to butcher it, because I'm gonna sound like an idiot if I try. I mean, you'll probably figure it out. As there's any weebs, I'm pretty sure they'll get the names right. But that's besides the point. But aside of all that, though, I really like the chemistry with the three friends. I think they really play off each other really well, and I really do like the little backstory we get. I feel like it doesn't really do too much of like a whole backstory, lore, expanded universe type of thing or whatever. And I think that's okay, because I think just off what we get from them alone, I think is enough, because I think we get an idea that these are genuinely good friends. Now, again, not gonna spoil anything, but man, dude, there's like a moment where episode 3 hit me really hard, and I was just like, yo, is someone having a bad dream here? What the hell? Like, did this like legit just go down? This shit had me in shock. I remember I had to pause the show for the next episode and take a breather of like being like, damn, that just happened, right? And obviously, you know, characters are trying to figure out how the hell they get here, and that there's all these other people that are playing these games, and you know, and it really is kind of thinking smart, you know, fight to survive kind of thing, because you don't really know who you can trust. You don't know, I mean, you can try to make allies, but it's kind of like you don't know who's who. Like, anybody can really betray you at any moment, you know. I think the games they play, I think, are pretty very interesting. It definitely gets me invested, and you know, whatever group is together, they need to work together, set their differences aside, and try to figure out how the hell they're gonna make it out, because if they don't, they're gonna fucking die. This is a pretty good overall story, and towards the end, I mean, obviously the ending kind of just really shows that there's gonna obviously be a season 2. I really do think this is a really fun show. I enjoy like every moment of it. I think there's 8 episodes, I could be wrong, but yeah, this is a show that I just watched like not long ago, and I've actually really got invested into it. Like I said, I like the story, I like the characters, and I think everything's been, well, you know, executed pretty, like, I think whatever they were trying to like accomplish with the show, I think they executed it pretty well. I think the only complaints I can think of on the top of my, well, one, I think I stated the whole how the fuck they teleport, but I get that they're trying to figure that out, and I'm pretty sure we're gonna get that answer soon. Another one was like, can't remember how many times this happened. I think it didn't happen. I think it only happened like a few times, if I remember correctly. It didn't ruin the show for me at all, but like, one thing I personally hate is when there's an action sequence and then a backstory interrupts the action sequence. Because, you know, not every single character that's like either a bad guy or whatever, like if there's a character that's a bad guy, then fuck it, they're bad. I mean, we don't need that kind of typical cheesy oh, you know, they were actually good people, but you should have seen how bad they were treated and whatever, and that's what made them this way. And I personally, for me, I just kind of feel like that's a boner killer, honestly. I don't think that's necessary to do it. You know, if you want to, I mean, maybe that's something you could explore earlier with the character or whatever, but like when it's in the middle of a fight and we know who's the bad guy, I don't like that whole, oh, don't you feel bad? I mean, I bet you don't want him to die now, but it's like, nah, that's kind of, that kind of killed the vibe a little. But that's really like the only negative I have. But I really do recommend this show. I don't have a whole lot to say. Like I said, it's just I just kind of wanted to do a quick review on that. If you were to ask what would I rate the show, definitely a 9 out of 10. Alice in Borderland, check it out on Netflix. Yeah, more reviews coming soon, so I'll catch you guys next time. Peace out.